Hi everyone, this is Laura Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and today I'm going to talk about why I quit Facebook. I joined Facebook back in the early days, and I was immediately delighted by the ability to instantly contact people from different eras of my life. I never posted much, but I was a promiscuous friend acceptor. I accepted requests even from people that I couldn't place immediately. My rationale was that my memory is terrible, so I probably knew them, right? I soon amassed hundreds of friends, each from different eras of my life, which brought me to my first problem: diversified audience. I believe strongly in tailoring my message to my audience. This might sound inauthentic, but I believe that it's easier to build understanding by first establishing common ground. For me, there were too many disparate groups among my Facebook friends. I grew up in a rural, conservative area, and as a result, many of my high school friends hold very different views from mine. These are good people whom I had no interest in offending, and I certainly didn't want to start any arguments on Facebook. Those never seem to end well. I could sit down with any of these folks and have a wonderful long conversation, but Facebook has a short, one-sided, opinionated format, and I didn't feel comfortable posting about things that were meaningful to me, lest my views offend others. My next issue was branding. What do people post on Facebook? My favorite posts are like tiny stand-up routines, some piece of inanity about daily life, like my friend who posted about the UPS package with the wrong address that kept turning up for 6 days straight in increasingly battered shape on her doorstep. And some folks do post about sad, life-wrenching moments, but those are usually reserved for big, painful events like the passing of a loved one or a really scary diagnosis. But most of what you get on Facebook is a branded, glossy version of who we want to be. The presentation, the fancy wrapper, the awesome things your kids are doing, the fantastic vacation, the beautifully lit and carefully orchestrated family photo. I don't love this in real life relationships. Obviously, I love when things are going well for my friends. I'm not a monster. But with Facebook, many times you don't get any of the backstory, that your kid struck out 5 consecutive times at bat before hitting that home run, or that despite the gorgeous family photo, 3 of the 15 people in it aren't on speaking terms. There's no texture. And worse, I started seeing people arranging life to look better on Facebook. Don't even get me started on promposals. But my favorite example is when I reluctantly participated in a Warrior Dash, which is this kind of muddy climbing 3-mile event, capped off with a trudge through a waist-deep mud pit. I watched as people flung themselves in this mud pit to ensure maximum mud coverage. Not because of the challenge or the actual fun of it, but for the photo op afterwards. For someone who has actually been cave spelunking complete with nasty mud creatures and bats flying overhead, this felt extremely contrived. And finally, is everyone hanging out without me? I'm quoting Mindy Kaling here, but FOMO, or fear of missing out, is a massive weakness of mine. I don't love it about myself, but I can't pretend it's not there. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has gone onto Facebook, seen a fun picture of all your friends hanging out and been like, why didn't I get invited to that? Where's everyone hanging out without me? I had one too many dark spirals of craziness, zooming in on photos to glean location clues and nonchalantly asking friends afterwards, so, what did you do this weekend? Ugh, I hate that about myself. It's not even rational sometimes. In my mind, it's one thing to hear about events in passing. It's quite another to be subjected or subject myself to other people's social feeds constantly. It was nurturing a dark, vulnerable part of myself that I would really rather starve to death. So I quit Facebook. I still have a personal account, but I never check it, and somehow I've even stopped receiving email notifications. I no longer have dark spirals of Facebook craziness, and I don't have other people's glossy, branded lives to compare my own messy life to. I rely on actual human conversations, and I prefer the richness and texture of those most of the time. I don't lose scads of time down the Facebook rabbit hole, and I don't have to witness the mean-spiritedness that some choose to uncloak on social media. I know that I'm missing out to a certain extent. Most of my friends love Facebook and feel that it really enriches their lives. They use it as a supplement to rather than a replacement of real-life relationships. And this is definitely not a slam on anyone who can use Facebook with joy and prudence. I just guess I'm not there right now. The weird thing for me now is that in starting this YouTube channel, I felt compelled to create a Facebook and a Twitter account for my blog. So maybe I'm opening Pandora's box again, but my blog feed is very different. It's full of articles on social media and parenting and ADHD support group questions. We'll have to see how I hold up. Leave your experiences and thoughts in the comments section, and thanks for watching.